you sing any versions?
Yeah, that's the first one. You want to sing the next one?
Which one?
You want to do Vaishnava Kura?
Okay.
Page 78.
Vaishnava Thakura Duyara Sagara Naseta Runa Kori
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद
जय श्रीला भक्ति पावन जनार्दन महाराज की
Bhakti Maharaj ki.
हाँ Chandra, where are you living now?
I was just working a lot.
Huh?
I've just been busy working.
No, but you're living near here?
Yes, my mother's house. 5
Okay. And
जवासी प्रभु की जय
huh. Dhanyavad. What have you chanted so far?
Sri Guru Charana Padma and Bohe Vaishnava Thakur.
Okay. Okay. I think we're kind of late, but anyway, we'll sing. Maybe we can sing one kirtan for Nityananda Prabhu and one for Mahaprabhu. Do you want to sing Nitai Pada Kamala? It's on page 122 if you have a songbook.
Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala.
Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala.
Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala.
Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala. Jaya Jagadajula. Nitai Vinay Bhai Radha Krishna Paitanai. Shira Kori Daro Nitai Sambandana Ija Jata Janma Gelota. Say Vasu Goro Durasa. Nitai na bolilo muke manilo samsara suke. ¿Tú quieres cantar Emona Durmati?
Muy bien. Emona Durmati.
Okay, this is Emona Durmati on page 164.
Find it.
And Asha Maharaj will sing it.
Emona.
That's enough.
Have to look one more. Tengo que contarlo aquí. 183.
Okay.
Prabhu he mana durmati samsara vitore podiachinu ami.
Emona Durmati Samsara Vitore Podiachinu Ami.
Tavani jajan kono mahajane.
Tavani jajan kono mahajane.
Tavani jajan kono mahajane. Pataiya dile tumi.
Tavani jajan kono mahajane. Pataiya dile tumi.
Noya kori more. Patita de kia. Kohilo amore kia.
Goya gori more. Patita de kia. Kohilo amore kia.
Ohedina John, Sunova Lokata.
Ohedina John, Sunova Lokata.
Ohedina John, Sunova Lokata. Ulasita Obedia.
Ohedina John, Sunova Lokata. Ulasita Obedia.
Tomare sarite, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Navadvipe avatar.
Tomare Karite, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Navadipe Avatar.
Tomahe no koto, dinahina jone.
Tomahe no koto, dinahina jane.
Tomahe no koto, dinahina jone. Korile na vavapa.
Tomahe no koto, dinahina jane. Korile na bhavapa.
Vedera pratinya, rakivara tore, rugma varna viprasuta.
Vedera pratigya, rakibara tore, Rupavana Vikrasura.
Mahaprabhu name, Nadiya mataya.
Mahaprabhu name, Nariya Mataya.
Mahaprabhu name, Nadiya mataya. Sondevaya vahuta.
Mahaprabhu name, Nariya Mataya. Sange Vaya Vaduga.
Nanda Sutijina, Chaitanya Gosai, Nijanama Koridana.
Nanda Sudachini, Chaitanya Gosai, Nijanama Koridana.
Harilo Jagat, Tumi O Jaya.
Harilo Jagat, Tumi O Jaya.
Harilo Jagat, Tumi, Harilo Jagat, Tumi O Jaya, Lokoni Japaritana.
Harilo Jagat, Tumi O Jaya, Loni Jabaritana.
Sekata Sunia, Asia Chinata, Tomara Charanata.
voy a introducir primero, okay?
Bueno.
Okay. So, Dandavat pranams to everyone. Happy to be here and be with everyone. We just came back from Bengal in India, and Srila Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj, he just arrived yesterday. So he was on a long flight back, went kind of circuitous route, went through from Delhi to Hyderabad, then Hyderabad to London. He was about 7 hours in Hyderabad, so it was a long flight. But now he's here, and Ashram Maharaj is somebody related with Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj, both of them for a long time. Ashram Maharaj, he's from Mexico. He was born in Mexico, and he took sannyas from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, I believe in
1982.
1982.
I think so. 1982.
Yeah. He took sannyas in 1982 from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and he's been one of the leaders in the mission of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mutt for many years. And I knew him from a long time back because I worked in Mexico also. And is known by Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, knew Ashram Maharaj. He said he was a very deep thinker. So happy that he can say something here. Incidentally, my name is Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj, so he's Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj. And tú puedes hablar, Maharaj.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Y si hay un problema, yo puedo traducir algo si no sabes.
Okay, muy bien.
Pero,
No need of mic, huh? Because we are very close. Everyone can hear well? Yes? No need of mic, huh?
there's one anyway.
Well, maybe
Because it's being
if you want to
broadcast.
record something.
They're broadcasting.
Yeah, you have to fix it though because it's tipping. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, to Srila Janardan Maharaj for this introduction of my person. And all the devotees here in the West London, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, near just of the Heathrow Airport, for their attentions, their hospitality, you know, all of them headed by Saraswati and Lavanya Didi, Saraswati Didi, Lavanya Didi, Sachi Devi, and many of the remaining devotees which are always attending and serving this particular emblematic temple, you know, in our mission, so much dear to Srila Govinda Maharaj. And welcome to all the guests. Especially also we have here with us today Devashis Prabhu, which is in charge of our other temple here in London, in Green Street, no? The east side Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat of London. He also is a very senior devotee and met Srila Sridhar Maharaj long time ago, and have remained and take care of this mission here in England, especially here in London, where it was established first. So there are some persons here which are coming for the first time. Okay. And what's your good name?
Oscar.
Oscar. Oscar is originally from?
Born in London.
Born in London. Okay. I was saying that because of your pronunciation of Oscar was sound like very Latin. So welcome to Oscar. How is that you came to know about this meeting or activities of this center?
I was just looking into doing some breath work and breathing meditation, and I found this and it was near where I live. So I was just curious.
All right. By yourself, you found this in the some type in internet link? Okay. Well, we can see how useful it is, no? Nowadays, this promotion of our activities in the internet. So welcome, Oscar, and I hope, as the rest of our guests today, you will have a good introductory experience, and naturally that it won't be your last, first but not last, coming to our activities and meeting about what is the essence of this mission, how it is related to the well-being of all humanity. No? This is one of the first things, because sometimes we think about these teachings in terms of its geographical origins, like being of some religion from India or some religion from the Middle East. No? But naturally, all these are identifications born out of the geographical site where these teachings, first of all, manifest in the world. But if we study a little bit more them, if we study these teachings, then we will come to know that their aim, their reach is everything but sectarian, everything but not local, provincial, only for the benefit of some people and or some minority group. No, they are for all living entities, for the well-being of the humankind. I'm coming from Mexico, as Maharaj introduced myself. I have met him for a long time. I know him for a long time. He came first when he was as a member of ISKCON, when he was being delegated as the one of the board of directors of ISKCON, and he was designated to come to Mexico, and Mexico and many other countries in Latin America. So that was the first time I met him, and it has been a gift for my life, because he's a senior person, long-standing devotee in this tradition of the followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I think always, like in any other aspect in life, in any other activities in life, we need always some guidance, some teacher. And naturally, spiritual life, being of prevailing or importance in human life, also we cannot practice spiritual life if we don't have a guide, a spiritual person or a teacher who will explain to us this spiritual path in life, how to practice these teachings. Very essential to have the guidance of a spiritual teacher or the guidance of some senior person within the Vaishnava tradition, as you may, because many of you are coming from the Indian tradition, you are very well acquainted. And within this Vaishnava tradition of, we find the word Vaishnavism, Vaishnavism gives a lot of importance to the devotees of the Lord. We may say more than the Lord himself. Generally, Bhagavan, God, Allah, or many other names in which we can address that Supreme Personality, many times is this the supreme object of worship. But we find in Vaishnavism that in order to please that Supreme Personality of the Lord, you need naturally to come or to have the grace of those who are dear to him. And it's not so rare idea not to grasp. We know that if we want to make contact here, for instance, in London, with the Prime Minister, which I happen just to know today, that he is also from Indian origin, isn't it? Yeah. What is the name of our Prime Minister here in England?
Rishi Sunak.
Rishi Sunak.
Yeah.
No? If we would like to have some contact with him, naturally it would be very, very good for our attempt to know someone near to him, whether in the family circle or even in the government circle. And that will give us a little more of probabilities to meet him, to know him, to know about him. Then we have been taught in the Vaishnava practices, spiritual practices, that if we want to approach that Supreme Personality, it's very difficult that we will make it without the help of some of his dear devotees, or those who are fully dedicated to him, and they are not practicing, but they have already established a tangible and relationship with him in the transcendental world. So, therefore, Vaishnavism, very much importance to the Vaishnava. In the teachings, in the Vedic revelation, it is mentioned, in the devotional books, it is mentioned, we find that some sentences given by Lord Vishnu himself saying that if somebody says that he is my devotee, he is not really my devotee. But if someone serves my devotee, then that person is very dear to me. Such expressions are found in the scripture. Also our guardians, those in the descending disciplic succession coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have given us some very rich sum of books, scriptures, granta, which we take them as also as our guidance, our guidelines, to understand how to practice properly. And those teachers also have expressed in some of the songs we sing every day that if we can satisfy such Vaishnava, if we can satisfy that person which is dear to the Lord, our spiritual teacher, then the Lord will be very satisfied. But if we cannot do that, then there is no hope for oneself to think that he's satisfying the Lord. So in many instances we have these teachings. And one very beautiful, I may say, story or pastime, we find it in Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva and his consort Parvati. Once Parvati was addressing, one way or other, it came to her the knowledge that Bhagavan Shiv maybe was not the supreme person, the supreme, or the person who holds the supreme position. Then she wondered, no, is that true? Is not true? And then she asked Lord Shiva very intelligently. Excuse my English. But she requested him, oh my Lord, from all the worships, which is the best one? Which is the most? Which is the superior worship? And Lord Shiva answered that question very directly, and he said, oh, from all worshippers, my dear goddess, from all worshippers, from all worships, the worship of Lord Vishnu is the best. No? Aradhananam sarvesham, Vishnur aradhanam param. Param means superior. Then naturally, Parvati was not feeling very well, no, with that answer, because she thought, oh, I'm not doing the best worship. And how to accommodate that. But Lord Shiva told her that on understanding what was the mental thoughts of Parvati, he completed that shloka with the next lines, where he said, but O Devi, superior to the worship of Vishnu is the worship of his devotee. Then she thought, oh, I'm worshipping the devotee of the Lord, and no, I am doing the best worship. Tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. If we can satisfy the devotee of the Lord, there must be no question that we are doing the right thing. And that's also understandable because, for us it's very difficult to see Lord in person, to have contact with Him. We pray to Him. Sometimes our heart is in such needful condition of having His darshan, His protection, His shelter. Sometimes when we are happy, we don't remember about Him. We forget about Him. But especially in the stressful moments in life, when some unhappy moments are coming and knocking at our door, then we may feel more in the need of His protection, His hope, His merciful glance upon us. So then these different examples give us, and many more, but these examples give us give us the idea how important for us is to practice devotion with the association of the Vaishnava or of our teacher. In the scripture it is mentioned Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Those are our main helpers within this practice of devotion. When we when we feel the necessity of the protection of the Lord, or being near Him, or feel Him near to us, then these three tools are, I don't know if tools is the proper name, but these three things, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, are very helpful to us. Gurudev means that holy teacher with whom we are serving the Lord. Sadhu means that Vaishnava, whom we also can have help and assistance, understanding what is spiritual life, what I am, and how to make my life related to the spiritual practices, my day-to-day life. And naturally the Shastras, the Grantha, those scriptures which contain the revealed truth. It means the experiences of so many sadhus from different ages, and now have been compiled, and their expressions, their love, their devotion. They have been written down and maintained, for our benefit. It is mentioned that in this era of Kali Yuga, generally the people, the society at large, are full with bad qualities. And one of those bad qualities is that our memory is so limited. Before, there was no need of books. Before, we could, the people in those previous ages, they could hear, and as soon as they hear, it was recorded in their minds, in their memories, in their faculty of remembrance. But nowadays, we cannot find even our keys, or our how do you say, our lens. We are looking our lens, and the lens, we have the lens in our, I have my lens. I was searching after them, like that. Then the scriptures are very much needed, We have heard that Vyasadeva understood that this change of era is coming, and naturally he saw the deficiencies of people, and then he said it is time to record all the knowledge, because people will not, as in another ages, people will not record or will not have the capacity to remember all these things, and therefore they need to be put in written form so that they can give some help recurrently, repeatedly, as they are consulted. So I was expressing these things because I have met Maharaj for a long time ago, and I always have received from him help in my practice in life. Time passes, many things comes to our lives, and it is very easy to live, to be, how do you say, to be misguided. Generally, the influence of time, material time, tends to deteriorate the essence of that which originally is pure. Originally, the revelation, it is pure and complete. But with the passing of the time, that revelation becomes mutilated, tergiversada.
Increased, obscured.
Depleted or
Depleted, yeah.
Depleted, therefore, Krishna told Arjun, these original science of yoga, which I gave in the first instance to Vivaswan, and which Vivaswan transmitted then to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu at the same time to Ikshvaku, his son, and in that way passed through the saintly kings, it became lost with the pass of time. Therefore, today I am giving it to you again to restore this descending of the truth. At that time, Arjun was a little sharp, and he said, Krishna, how I can understand that you gave this original science of yoga to Vivaswan? Vivaswan appeared so long time ago, and you just you are my contemporary, no? How shall I understand these things? But then Krishna told him, Arjuna, you and myself have both passed through so many births. I can remember them all, but you cannot. No. You cannot. And certainly we have, if we accept the principle of transmission, of transmigration, then naturally we will understand that we have passed so many lifetimes. But if somebody asks us what you were doing in your last life, boy, that will be a little difficult to answer. No? Because as I say, we cannot remember. We put the keys of our car, so what to speak of remembering what I was doing. Maybe I was British in my previous life. No? But we don't know these things. And Krishna told Arjuna. No? Therefore, I am again reestablishing that teachings who were lost by the material environment. So these spiritual teachers, some of them here in our pictures, no? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very prominent leader, and then the founder of this institution, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and his successor, Srila Govinda Maharaj, as well as Srila Acharya Maharaj, his successor also. They all have not only received their teachings from their own spiritual teachers, no, in this disciplic succession, but they have kept those teachings in the best way, and then not let them not be interfered or transformed or degraded by the influence of time and so many ideals different from that of love divine. No? So they have kept that truth and they have distributed to everyone for the benefit of everyone, but maintaining it in the proper purity. And that is very needed. We may say, all right, I have my teacher, my spiritual teacher. And who is your spiritual teacher? Well, so and so. No? But it is not at the same time, it is not some democratic type of thing. It is not it is not some right that anyone can claim due to their own. Because we are individuals and we are members of this British society or European society or American society no. There is a particular way how also we can know if that personality who claims to be a teacher, he is transmitting, he is giving out this truth in the proper way. No? Just as Krishna told Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Then naturally we need we need really some good fortune. Everyone, some good fortune to connect with the proper source of that descending truth, which is coming, as Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, who have come to our present times. No? The books, the scriptures are there. No? The revealed truth, it is there, no? For the benefit of everyone. Not only for some and for some no. No, for everyone. But we have just said that sometimes it is trampled, it is obscured by the influence of this material environment, which tends to degrade everything. Then it is necessary, no, to connect, to find that stream of the revelation which has come age through age and to our present times. So this lineage of spiritual masters are connected with the campaign of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 537 years approximately ago in India, in Bengal. And he brought this campaign of to show what what it is the most beneficial goal for a human society. We have got this present life, no? These bodies, women, men, national, foreign, rich, poor, and we need to take advantage of that. There are also so many other species of life, species like inferior species, animals, aquatics, birds, reptiles. But the humankind, the human species of life, is also an animal, considered within the animal rank. But it differentiates from the other species in the sense that it provides the living entity living within the human form. It provides the opportunity to inquire upon its more its more complete ideal, the most beneficial goal which anyone may have here in this material world. And that goal has been classified above dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Above religiosity, mundane religiosity, material development, sense gratification, and liberation, mukti, or moksha. Above these four ideals or goals of life, the ideal proposed by all those who appear in this world to illuminate the living entities, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has proposed Prema Pumarto Mahan, that the fifth and superior goal in human life should be to understand what is divine love, what is ourself, what we are, and what is the perspective of the living entity, a life of love in relationship with the Lord. And we may say, well, there are many religions around the world, and naturally, of course, they are also bona fide religions. Then, therefore, what is the need to come and know about the campaign of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give a particular aspect of that divine love. He came to distribute activities of that Supreme Lord, but those activities which are conceived as a domestic activities of the Lord. Means not that he came not to distribute this concept of love, which is full of reverence and full of majestic aspects. Generally, human society at large are related with that concept of God, concept of Him. He's the greatest. Therefore, the reverence and generally those values are being domain the sentiments and the heart of people, and he is satisfied with that. But that type of reverence and majestic love and grandeur that diminish the value of the devotion, intimate devotion that he valued the most. Then he came to give not that type of love which is controlled by these qualities, but a devoted, a love which is mostly expressed as an intimate relation. Then he came to present the love and the activities of Vrindavan Dham. No? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give that this particular love is what the Lord, which satisfy more him. And even in other traditions like Catholic, or I may say, I born in a Catholic family. So I am acquainted a little bit with the Catholic teachings. And even there it is mentioned, oh Lord, ¿cómo dice esa expresión en inglés? Hágase tu voluntad y no la mía. What is that expression?
Make whatever you want.
No, but there is some very like,
¿Cómo es otra vez?
hágase tu voluntad y no la mía. It is in that phrase, oh Father.
Oh.
Our Father, who art in heaven,
Yes.
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
All right, so we got the... But there is also that phrase. Maybe there is also said that your will be present, not only in heaven, but also on earth.
Thy will
No?
thy will be done as it is done on earth and in heaven.
That is... Right.
So
That-
expression of the Lord's will be done rather than my own desire.
Exactly. Hágase, Señor, tu voluntad y no la mía. And that gives us a gist that when we approach Him, if we would like to approach Him in the best way, will be in that way that He likes. No? We will like to approach Him many times, but with our own rules and precepts. No? That God must be this and must be that, and He has to be like that, and He has to behave like that, and that is also He accepts. No? Because after all, we are all, no? Distinct from our material identification, position, gender, skin color, or cultural traditions. We are all His creatures. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came out and said, if really we want to satisfy Him, we don't need to put our own rules. We need to approach Him as much naked, as much naked as we can. Naked means release from these different prejudices and these things that we want to bring along in our spiritual journey. Then also Krishna, there in that abode, Vrindavan, Krishna is also giving that. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us that particular love, where the soul is related with Him through the servitude, in the form of a servitude, a servant, in the form of a friend, in the form of a mentor or father, a relative, a senior person than God Himself. And lastly, He came and fulfilled that last part, which was not so much dealt with during the traditional, during these previous times. No? It was there in Srimad Bhagavatam, in another books, but was not so much dealt with. But through the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, little previous to him, Srila Madhavendra Puri, that concept of love, conjugal love, came also to be known, no? in the religious firmament or sky, no? In the religious world. So that love that He came is very simple, and the Lord really like appreciate very much. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give that particular love. And we may say it is sudurlavam, no? Durlavam. Not very common, no? Because mostly we all, who wants some good, spiritual, eternal good for ourselves, to claim the spiritual heritage, it is ours, no? If we want, we can claim that. We are all very much influenced by this reverential love for the Lord. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not came to give that type of love or show that type of fifth goal of life, prema pumarto mahan. He came to give that love which is shown by the inhabitants of Vrindavan, especially the damsels of Braja. No? And naturally, these things sound and are very elevated. They are not like things to be dealt with in an irreverential way or very lightly, or no. And therefore, this makes room for the assistance of a teacher, of the Vaishnava. It's not, I remember when I joined first the movement, I couldn't understand anything. It is not that now I can understand many things, but because of familiarity, then we start to know those things in the proper way. Because we heard through all these years, we have been in touch with many people who is their first time, like Oscar. It's his first time today, no? Daniel? And Daniel is... Danny. Okay.
You're related with any of the devotees?
Sorry?
You have some relation with any of the devotees?
My friends. So he's from Spain.
Okay.
From Spain. Entonces, hombre, habla español. ¿Sí? Daniel, muy bien, Daniel. Aquí tenemos a Oscar, pero Oscar no sé si habla español. Do you speak Spanish, Oscar? No. His name is Oscar, but he doesn't speak Spanish. He born here in England. He's from the United States of America, and myself, I'm from Mexico. So Latin America.
I'm from Malaga.
Eh?
I'm from Malaga.
Malaga, all right.
I went there once.
Hey, we are
So
going
I'm from USA, so I don't speak English either.
That's good. Maharaj knows Spanish also, because he has been relating with all our communities, devotional communities in South America, Central America, and Mexico. And these days, when are we going?
We're going on Tuesday to Italy, and then I guess when is it? Friday to Madrid, to Spain.
Danny, my parents are from Spain. They are not living anymore. But my parents were Spaniards, and they came with the Civil War to Mexico. Mexico opened the door for many Spaniards. And then later on, now very recent, we can say very recent, 1 decade ago or something, or a little more, in the Spain constitution or something, they came out some new laws explaining that those who are from Spaniard parents, they can claim their Spaniard nationality.
Yeah,
And
they're doing that with also French and
Yes,
Italians,
yes.
all kinds of people.
So I got my Spaniard passport. But you asked me if I have been ever in Spain. I have never been. I have never, yes. We all belong to that realm of Vrindavan, no? We may say that like that. but never, no one of us, maybe we have been there. Well, some of you are very saintly, and they have come here to help us. Then you may, you may be descending from that realm. But generally we think like that. Oh, we have never been there in Vrindavan. But all these teachings are to tell us the way, presenting this ideal of divine love, domestic divine love, in which the soul can be related to the Lord in a very friendly way, as if part of his family. Just like the Prime Minister. If we are in Britain, here in the United Kingdom, then we have to think about Prime Minister and the Queen. Now is the King, no? Now is the King. There in Mexico we have President. No? President, and that is the main figure. We don't have Prime Minister. President, that's the...
Like in Spain.
Like in Spain, all right. Why I was saying this last thing?
Family.
I forgot. Huh? Oh, the family. Just like the Thank you so much for me. Just like the family. No, like the Prime Minister. Mr.
Sunak, Rishi Sunak.
Rishis
Sunak.
He's a pretty rich person.
So he has some position as the Prime Minister. No? Therefore, when some people go and meet him, there is the whole protocol there of reverence and majesty. And no? If ever you have been in the presence of some leaders like them, you will be impressed. No? If you are in their office or in their, immediately like some environment, that environment is transmitted to you, and you are. But that same person will leave their office and he will go back to home. He will return to home. And in home, what will happen?
Maybe his wife.
He will meet his wife. And his wife won't say, "Oh, Mr. President, how are you today?" No. The wife will deal with him in a very intimate, charming, loving way.
Maybe.
And that is true. That is true. But we cannot say that she has not loved. Well, again, we can say. But we cannot say that she is being irrespectful to him. No. And his children, they will come and jump according to their age. They will come and jump in the lap of his father. No? And he won't say, "Hey, learn how to deal with the president." No, that will be like very bad of him. No? On the contrary, he will show so much affection. There is also one example, very good, like the mother cat. No, the mother cat, with her mouse. With her mouse.
Yeah.
She grasped the kittens, the little cats, but in a way that she doesn't harm them, and she moved them. No, because sometimes she wants to keep them little safe from other people or whatever, and she moved them. But that same mouth, when deals with the, how do you say, to the
Mouse.
Mouse or rat.
Yeah, with the, how do you say?
Pray.
Prey, with the prey, no? The predators.
No, she's a predator.
Yes, she is the predator.
Her prey.
That mouse, when it is seen, that figure, when it is seen by the mouse boy, it will terrorify him, or she.
Become very afraid. Yeah.
Become very afraid. Oh boy, is that like dead personified? But when the kitten see her, oh, very nice. He's my mother, my mom. So these things happen in this life. Why we cannot understand that these things also will be or are reflections no? Obscure or not obscure, but thin reflections of the spiritual reality. That's what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have come to give. And very mercifully, because it is mentioned that Kali Yuga is, from all the yugas, Satya Yuga, Tetra Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, is the worst yuga. And how it is that he has come to give Sudurlava, what is that line? Atyanta Durlava Prema, that Durlava Prema, that Prema which is very rare, no? Many millions of British peoples, they know who is his prime minister, they stand in the street and say hello to him, but some distance is there. But few of them, his family, deals with him in a very... So in the same way, Vrindavan is like that. Is the personal aspect of that supreme, of that person who holds the supreme position. Then in the supreme position, we may have Vaikuntha environment, no? The Vaikuntha reality, where Lord Vishnu is Bhagavan, no? And Lakshmi, his consort, and so many living entities participating with them. But no one of them will jump on his shoulders. No, it will be, hey, what happened with you? No. No. So everyone is joyful and blissful, and no, they are already in the spiritual abode. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to say, try to come. Don't how do you say? Don't let yourself park in that reality. Move a little further. No? Make that extra desire, fulfill, how do you say? Promote that desire in you that will make you the object of his mercy, the object of his love. And if you can do that, then you will reach a reality which is beyond any conception. If we can if we can think about the world of our dreams, how do you say? World of our dreams?
Yeah.
Yes. Then that will be almost insignificant compared to what that reality is. No? Whatever thought created by our minds, whatever aspiration or beautiful reality we may think or conceive about, it will really become a little ashamed in relation to that reality. Then that is now promoted by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. Mainly he did not write volumes of books, but he entrusted, he empowered.
That was taken up by his followers.
Yes, he empowered his followers to write abundantly about that realm, about that reality. Therefore, naturally, you need to have faith for that. But you need to have faith also for anything. No? If your aim is to go to Vaikuntha, then you have also to have some faith in that. Or even if you want to become an entrepreneur or some rich man, or you will have to have some faith. But he is coming with the ideal, with the greatest ideal. And we heard Srila Maharaj. We heard that we know the person by his ideal. We know the person by his ideal. No? Then we can see how valuable is that person according to what is his or her ideal. And we are very glad to see that many of the ideals that we have come in touch with, many of the proposals of this, whether material or spiritual, they look nothing like the ideal presented by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are very happy. Once Janardan Maharaj, he mentioned that the ideal is not that we have reached our ideal. It is not that we already obtain. And no, ideal means generally that which we want to achieve. We may be very poor, even non very good practitioners, but we have to develop that ideal. There is no charge. They are not going to make some tax. If you have a good ideal, then we are going to tax the parliament. No, the parliament will issue some law that if you have a very nice ideal, then we are going to tax you with. No, those things are not impossible to do. Then it is free. It means depends on you. What ideal you would like to identify with. And many proposals. The universe is full of proposals. Many things. No? Some of them not good. Many things. It is said, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahaguna. Many filthy, not good things in this universe. But through him, through Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a very beautiful quality appear in this Kali Yuga, which its value can prevail among the sum total of all these different
Nasty.
Nasty. Well, these material things. And that is Kirtana eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Parambrajet. Janavi, we are giving a class. I will call you back. Okay? Yamuna, yes. I will call them. I will call you back. Where are you now? Where are you now? Did you got my luggage? Okay, más les vale.
¿Perdieron algo de tu equipaje?
No, madre. I will explain. Okay.
All right.
Bueno, gracias, mi amable. Aquí estamos. Aquí está Janardan Maharaj, Devashis Prabhu, like 100 visitors.
Casi.
Estamos aquí en el templo, enfrente del Señor, Gauranga Sundar and Radha Giriraj.
Pues ya le llamamos cuando lleguemos a casa, Maharaj. Sus reverencias para
Okay,
todos.
sí, Dandavas. They send their obeisances to everyone.
Can I say one thing about what
Yes,
you were
yes,
speaking about?
yes. Please.
I think part of what Maharaj was explaining is the difference between what we'll call a reverential or very with love, with more aspect of reverence on reverence and majesty. That's the normal conception of religion. You can keep it there. But what Maharaj is also talking about, what Lord Chaitanya gives, is a more sense of spontaneous and intimate relationship with the Lord. That is possible. Normally, most religions, they don't know so much about God, so their idea is that they just pray to God that, give me your merciful glance. We'll call that Aishvarya Gyan. Aishvarya means reverend, means majesty. Aishvarya Gyan, knowledge, majesty, reverence. Most people are very reverential towards God, if they approach God at all. But that's not what we're talking about. What Mahaprabhu or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave is a more intimate sense of a relationship with the Lord based more on intimate love and something in a more familiar relationship. So I think that's what, I believe, that's what Maharaj is talking about. And he's saying it is possible for us to go beyond. When he mentions Vaikuntha or Vishnu, that's that reverential aspect of God. And that's not what the worship of Radha Krishna is all about. The worship of Radha and Krishna is more intimacy between the soul and the Lord. And anyway, I just thought I'd mention that because he's been talking about that for a while, and I thought might be good to explain.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
So I have to close. I have to close already because we have taken so much time. But this knowledge exists, this revealed truth exists, and those who are propagating this particular knowledge about Vrindavan, that love Maharaj was saying, they have now this teaching, they have now come to the whole world, by their grace, by their mercy, and we can approach them. We can approach them, and we can have access to this beautiful idea. Doesn't mean that you have already reached that ideal, but that is our ideal. This is our ideal, and naturally we feel very happy to have become acquainted and in touch with such a beautiful goal, with such a beautiful aim.
What's
of human
happening
life.
now? What's happening now with the? Arti's coming up. Okay.
So thank you so much. We are very happy to be here with all of you.
Quizás alguien quiere preguntar algo. Does anyone have any questions? Someone want to ask a
I have
question?
a question. Thank you, Maharaj, for the lecture. Janardan Maharaj, thank you, Dash, for the thank you. As it is Ekadashi today, I wanted to know, should we really offer grains to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the plate when we do the offering?
No, Mahaprabhu is the Lord. He can take grains on Ekadasi, no problem. What?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's us who are not taking grains on Ekadasi. But we offer on the altar everything. On the altar we offer everything.
Just because I thought that if, because he came as a devotee to show us how to be a devotee, so I thought maybe.
Yeah, well, Mahaprabhu took sannyas and he was a renunciant, but we don't have Mahaprabhu on the altar as a renunciant. He's not with a shaved head and sannyas robes or anything. We don't worship him in that way. We worship him, in a more natural way. So in the same way, when it's Ekadasi, well, Mahaprabhu, it's true, when he was present, he did observe Ekadasi. But our way of seeing Mahaprabhu is we're worshiping Mahaprabhu not as he shows himself as a devotee, but we're also worshiping him as the Lord. So, you wouldn't say to the Lord, "Oh, today's Ekadasi, so you don't get anything." How would you do that? You can't do that. So that's not our approach. Anyway, I don't know. So someone have a question? Maharaj spoke a while, and
we don't charge for the question.
One thing I can say that, like Maharaj was saying, this age of Kali, there's a succession of ages, and Kali Yuga, the present age, is the age of quarrel. So we might expect the worst conditions for everyone. And in some ways, we do see those conditions in certain levels of society. I mean, you can see that if you happen to make the wrong turn or go in the wrong neighborhood, you could be in serious problem. So it's not that everything, you could say that the age of quarrel or age of difficulty, you can find that, and just based on your own karma, you may run into some real problems just out of chance or luck or something like that. So that's this age. And at one point, there were the sages, they were thinking that in this age of quarrel, people are going to be in for a really difficult time and what's going to happen to them. And they were worried about them. So they approached Veda Vyas. Veda Vyas wrote all the scriptures. So anyway, they approach him, and they're expecting what's going to be his solution for this difficulty. And when they approach him, he's bathing in the river, and he's saying that he's talking about what we can consider the average person. He's saying women and workers and all that. He's saying, oh, you're in this age, you're so lucky, you're so fortunate. And somebody might think, well, in this age, it's a difficult age, why would he be considering that everyone who's just, like us, ordinary person, how would they be fortunate? Because he is saying that in this age, which is a difficult age, actually has a special, you can say, a special mercy in that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in this age, which is a difficult age, but he's giving very openly and very freely something that's not given normally, and he's giving love of Godhead just openly to anyone, and through the chanting of the Maha Mantra, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So that's Mahaprabhu's special gift, and Veda Vyas was expressing that. So I heard Srila Sridhar Maharaj once, he described that Mahaprabhu is the Lord in the most exalted position, come down to this world to embrace the most vile and fallen person and embrace them and give them all of his love. So that's kind of a special, you can say, a special bracket or consideration of mercy that the Lord is giving it to those who are the most, you would normally think, are the most less likely to get that, less likely persons. One example is that of Jagai and Madai, where Mahaprabhu, he told, I want to spread this mission to everyone. So then Nityananda Prabhu was one of his followers. He thought, well, who would be the best person to give it to? And then there were some couple drunkards named Jagai and Madai, and he thought, well, let's start with them. So, I'm not going to go on with the whole story, but actually, there was some joking complaints, like Advaita Acharya said, oh, this Nityananda, he's crazy. He's approaching these Jagai and Madai who are drunkards, and he won't be happy until he brings them, these drunkards, back to dance with us. Which, of course, was what was going to happen. But he was saying it like, who knows what this Nityananda is all about? Nobody can, you can't really tell about his nature. He's so, what's the word? He'll do anything. So we don't know. We don't know what, even if we're going to be safe with this Nityananda Prabhu, because he's determined to give. He's determined to give something to everybody, even these drunkards. But he's saying that sarcastically or jokingly, I'll say better than sarcastically. But if they're going to really get that, they're going to be completely transformed in the process, which is what happens. So you won't expect that somebody is a drunkard, they'll get Mahaprabhu's supreme gift and they'll continue to be a drunkard. They get transformed in the process. So anyway, that's a special story. We're late. It's kind of like Artie's coming up. But that's what Veda Vyas was expressing. That there's something, this age may be very fallen age, and we can see that. You know, I mean, personally, I never trust any politician. I would never trust any politician, and I don't consider it some, special mercy that every year I have to hear about a new war or something like that. I don't consider that special mercy, but or a gift from the politician, the president or the king or the queen or whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to demean anybody. I'm not anti-president or anti-royalty. I bow my head to that, whatever, But I'm just saying that in this earth, I haven't really seen that everybody's got our best interest in mind. Even though they claim to. I once heard an example from Srila Sridhar Maharaj. He said, when a person is underage and they get an inheritance, sometimes administrators are appointed for that person, and they help administer that person's inheritance. And we're like that. We're kind of what Guru Maharaj would call a minor soul. We're not fully developed. So we have a great potential and a great inheritance. So some administrators have been, so-called administrators have been appointed to help us with our inheritance. And those administrators are called our mind and our intelligence. And they're saying, oh, we're doing everything in your best interest. But that's obviously not true. They're just like stealing and robbing, plundering our inheritance. But they say, we're doing everything for you. But the day my mind will be doing everything for me or my intelligence, that's never going to happen. So they're actually, just plundering our own inheritance. Our own inheritance is we have so much potential in terms of the potentiality of our soul to develop a loving relationship with the Lord. But all our potential is being squandered by our mind and intelligence, just like we have these politicians and leaders and royalty that are I'm not speaking against them, but supposedly watching over our best interest. But it's not always happening that way. So then what's the solution? Then you have to get some help from what's called a major soul. We're minor souls, we're not realized. So we need help from a major soul. And that's what Maharaj was talking about, the relationship with the teacher and the relationship with. And some people can say, oh, well, wait a minute. We don't want somebody to come between us and God. That will interfere with our relationship with the Lord. I say, why is that? If I take off my glasses, I can't see clearly. But the glasses supposedly are coming between me and my observation of reality. But they're not obscuring that. They're not obscuring my vision, they're enhancing my vision. So anyway, there's a lot to this, and maybe, some other time we can meet and talk. We'll be here tomorrow we're going to Green Street, which is our temple in East London. And Devashish Prabhu, you might say he's in charge of that Green Street temple, and we'll be going there tomorrow for the program. That's in East London. That's near, what is it? What's the metro station?
Upton Park.
Upton Park. So they could say we're very Upton Park. That is one stop from barking. It's a saying. Some people would think that we're barking mad. So they'll say, oh, they're very Upton Park, which means they're one stop from barking. But we're going there, right? Tomorrow. Not to barking to it.
Not too barking.
We're not barking yet. We'll be there at the Green Street Temple, the temple of Shishi, Guru, Guranga, Radha, Sham Sundarju. Very beautiful deities there, a nice temple. If anyone, it's a long ride in the car, but yesterday I was surprised. Yesterday we took the metro and we wound up big distance, and we took the Elizabeth line, right? And we went to.
We heard it's the new line, no, of
Yeah.
the metro.
So we went on that. It took actually a little bit less than an hour to go some distance to the very end of the line. We went to, what is it called? Abbey
Wood.
Huh?
Abbey Wood.
Abbey Woods. Keep on, yeah. So, and the devotee Vijay Krishna, he lived very near there. I was surprised how little time. Then when we came back, he got all of a sudden took from Abbey Road to the end of the line here, which is in Heathrow 4. I'm like, train pulls in and I'm in the middle of the airport. I was like, what? How's this train come into the middle of the airport? Like, but anyway, we got back from that. It was kind of an adventure. I mean, I never grew up near metro lines like that. I grew up in California, and anybody over the age of 16 owns a car, and everybody drives big distance. Anyway, let's go on with Arti. We'll have Arti, and tomorrow, if anyone wants to join us, they can go to Green Street, which is near Upton Park, right? Yeah. You don't have to go all the way to parking. Right?
Okay.
All right. Sí. Ellos dicen que como una parada de barking. Barking significa que alguien ha vuelto completamente loco. Está ladrando, barking. Yo ladrando. Entonces dicen. Yeah, people can go tomorrow. No entry. ¿Cierto? You can tell them no entrance charge, right? Yeah, you can sing on you.
I was preparing it for you.
But none of us are that tall. How many possibly reach that microphone?
I was preparing it for Ashwin.
Maybe about this low. This one, right? Maybe I'll see that. Yeah. Not as good as him, but. You should stand over here. Yeah. Okay. Huh? Okay. those ones that kind of curve?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This one?
No, that one. Okay, I'll trade it. I'll trade it. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju ki jai. Tadiya Madan Rajbogarti ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Panamansa Parabhajakacharya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Panamansa Parabhajakacharya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Panamansa Parabhajakacharya Ashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sunanta Saraswati Gosai Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shat Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Vishvaharanya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nariha Maharaj ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Navadip Dham ki jai. Shri Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. Sri Kuladvip ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. London Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Ganga Devi ki jai. Tulasi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopika Vardhan Shyam Radha Kuta Kalindi Munajo ki jai. Shri Purushottama Dham ki jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo ki jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shrina Shringadev ki jai. Prabhupada Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Akadasi Upavas ki jai. Shri Devashish Prabhu ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Shri Saraswati Devi ki jai.